was a real Rib Tickler. Hey!
Sans? Sans, wake up!
Well, what is it, dude?
Rib Tickler has fallen from the surface world.
Really? Rib Tickler.
There no time for
Rib Tickler. Come on, that was a real Rib Tickler. Hey!
Enough!
Alright. Rib Tickler.
Welcome to the
Rib Tickler. How was the Rib Tickler?
If you wanna
Rib Tickler. Give us a Rib Tickler.
we don't see
Rib Tickler.
often.
We're happy. Rib Tickler. Dropped in.
I'll be so popular when I show all them
Rib Tickler.
what I just brought in.
Hey, Papyrus. That was a real Rib Tickler.
Can it, Sans? No time for
Rib Tickler. Excuse my
Rib
Tickler. Rib Tickler. Rib Tickler. Rib Tickler.
just lazy.
Rib Tickler.
and pathetic.
Call me what you want. Rib Tickler. Rib Tickler.
Another bat.
Rib Tickler.
I'm finished with him. We are
Rib Tickler.
the awfulest kind.
Mess with us. Take Rib Tickler.
We can relate to your
Rib Tickler.
because we monsters have a
Rib Tickler.
humans betrayed us, and
Rib Tickler.
one day we'll make our way back to the
Rib Tickler.
do all your
Rib Tickler. Rib Tickler.
will follow your
Rib Tickler.
thoughts easy to swallow. Lose the real.
Rib Tickler.
Now you should know you cut this
Rib Tickler.
down to the
Rib Tickler.
really sad.
What?
The last line of the chorus is a
Real Rib Tickler.
that was very clever.
Thanks, buddy.
You're stuck in the
Rib Tickler. Thanks to the Rib Tickler.
good luck ever getting.
Rib Tickler. Prepare to brawl.
You could show
Rib Tickler.
to us.
Or turn all of us to Rib Tickler.
Is your heart full of
Rib Tickler.
or full of
Rib Tickler.
I the
Rib Tickler.
challenge you to try getting
Rib Tickler. Test the human with Rib Tickler.
brilliant sense that will leave him befuddled. I dare you to try a bite of
Rib Tickler. Rib Tickler.
Stop it, Sans. I'm done with it.
Rib Tickler. Sounds like someone's Rib Tickler.
We can relate to your
Rib Tickler.
because we monsters have a
Rib Tickler.
I am the
Rib Tickler.
he's my
Rib Tickler.
You're only still alive because I made a
Rib Tickler.
you lose your
Rib Tickler.
when you wander for
Rib Tickler.
you might even decide to start talking of
Rib Tickler.
the real.
Rib Tickler.
Now you should know you cut this
Rib Tickler.
down to the
Rib Tickler.
someday I'll join the
Rib Tickler.
when I catch this.
Rib Tickler.
Can it be that hard?
Rib Tickler. 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 Rib Tickler.
Down here in the
Rib Tickler. You're all alone.
we wanted to tell you now.
You're kind of Rib Tickler.
If you survive this,
Rib Tickler. You will know Rib Tickler.
don't mess around with.
Rib Tickler. Instead of Rib Tickler.
You've come far, but soon you'll stumble when I stump you with some.
Rib Tickler.
Not so sure you'll get him with that. Alas, I'll hit him with my.
Rib Tickler. Rib Tickler.
Leave me alone.
You know I got a knack for the Rib Tickler.
One more
Rib Tickler.
and I'll be done. But ain't two
Rib Tickler.
better than one. We can relate to your
Rib Tickler.
because we monsters have a
Rib Tickler.
you know you're
Rib Tickler.
already been told. We can play again if you sell your
Rib Tickler.
I've got mine.
Rib Tickler.
So you just watch it. I'll find and
Rib Tickler.
inside your closet. Things be real.
Rib Tickler.
Now you should know you cut this
Rib Tickler.
down to the
Rib Tickler.